Right. Hello, world. Um, today's video is going to be on magical attack, whether it would be best in every situation when magic defense fails, what you should do, right? And this is, in my experience, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but in my experience, sometimes there's no other way to deal with a problem than to hit it head on with magic. So, without further ado, I am R the Silent, and today we have a guest in the background, but I don't know if you'll be able to see her very well. Please excuse my bad habits. And speaking of bad habits, welcome back to the Astral Academy. In today's video, we will be discussing magical attack. What happens when every other part of protection magic fails? What do you do when people don't actually realize they're tearing down your defenses? And how to best acclimate to, there are very few magical practitioners actually in the world, believe it or not. There's a lot of us, but still not a whole bunch to the extent that we have a lot of, not like a massive majority of us have a lot of knowledge in the face of dealing with other practitioners, occult practitioners who are more adept in this field and have knowledge about magical attacks. So, to begin, we will discuss the moral implications of magically attacking somebody, right? So, as an example, as I have said before, magic is a tool. It is only a tool. Energy is energy is energy. There is no good. There is no bad. Things seem apparently horrible and unjustified in their reasoning as to why specific things happen in the world. But they happen. They're allowed to happen. In which case, not a very good explanation. But if everything is one, then everything is, not only is, it's also only energy, which is neither good or bad. So, morally speaking, personally, I have cursed people. I have knocked people off of pedestals. I have manipulated situations using magic, not so much coercion magic, but compelling magic, kind of like a vampire, how they look in someone's eyes and they do as they're told. That's around the realms of that kind of magic that I've used. Now when it comes to cursing people, it's kind of a different game. So if you are in a magical war with another practitioner, now the best thing to do is to be very tactical about your defenses, your backup defenses, and what you're doing to attack, right? And then you have timing of attack, so you want to attack them when they're already at a low point, in which case their magic or defenses will be low. As an example, when people are, and use all of this information to your discretion. But when people are emotionally distressed, they are in a heightened sense of emotional distress. Their immune system goes down, right? And it lowers their defenses. When people are stressed out, as I've talked about, it puts holes in their aura, right? So all of these emotional contributions make the perfect target. And unfortunately, I have to say it like that because I'm being very rash and very straightforward about what we're talking about. And in this sense, when you have no other options, the best course of action would be to plan your attacks tactically in a way and stack them, not stack the same results, asking different entities for different results, but asking one entity to lower defenses, right? Then one to silence, then one to bind. So silencing is exactly as it sounds. You silence an enemy, Whether it's gossip, they'll stop talking gossip. Whether it's magic, it may work for that. But the best thing to do for other practitioners when it comes to them casting magic at you is to bind them. And binding them keeps them from acting out any kind of magical applications in any direction. Right? So if it's a bully, you might just want to silence them and then put a light curse on them to make them regret having crossed you, so to speak. So binding is definitely for other practitioners. However, it is not confined to just that specific intent. Right? You can bind people in different ways based upon your intent and the spirit that you're talking to get the results that you want. So if someone is really, really bugging you and they're a physical bully, you could bind them. It will stop them from attacking you. Right? And there's different... The collection of magic that's necessary and that reaches far out into different areas as far as books and spirits and knowledge that you could use is a very wide range. It doesn't always have to come down to like, I'm going to silence you for talking gossip, I'm going to bind you so you can't physically hurt me, and then I'm going to destroy every other aspect of your life with every other kind of magic, right? It doesn't have to be that intense. Typically, since we're talking in the sense of talking normal people, it will only take one light curse to get your message across. Now, if you're a vengeful person, I warn you, not that this magic will come back on you, and magic that comes back on you, right, is completely and utterly guilt-based. So if you feel guilty about doing it, don't cast the magic, you're going to hurt yourself. So, I'm going to warn people who are very vindictive and cast magic at the slightest, not very vindictive, but anger, right? You're prone to rage or outbursts, right? So, people like this tend to walk down the left-hand path, right? And magic is nothing but transmuting our emotions into physical reality. So if you're a magical practitioner, we're all alchemists, right? We're alchemists in the pressure of time. So keeping that in mind, once again, there is no bad or good magic, although we all have our moral and ethical obligations to situations and the reality that we create around us. So just keep in mind that although there is no good or bad magic, you can definitely stray from the path in which you were meant to live on, or meant to incarnate from or into, however, whatever, right? So you have to be careful, or it would be advisable to be careful to not stray too far in one direction away from the natural frequency in which you're going to walk into in the next life, right? So just throwing that out there. Also, how much time we got? We got a few minutes. So binding people, right? Or let's go back to binding people. When you bind somebody, once again, there's no karma for it, right? You can bind people and really not do anything about the situation, right? It is a good defense to get you to gather your own defenses. So, in essence, when you want an enemy to hold still, that's a good point. Silencing when you want an enemy to stop gossiping, to stop terrorizing you, to stop being a bully verbally in the workforce, right? And this can even be applied towards magical words of power in which people are spewing magic under their breath towards you, right? And people sometimes don't even know that they're casting spells at you. Everybody casts magic, so it's vitally important to practice, as I have stated in like the past 6 or 7 videos, to continually practice protection magic. So what you can do. Hi. Nice.
Hi, I'm Mason.
So what you can do when you're in that kind of situation, silencing definitely works best. General protection magic is definitely going to protect you from other people's attitudes or words that they're saying, which is casting negative energy at you. And then magical attack. So there's always a good time to attack people. When they're sick, you can make people sick. You can bring their defenses down magically. You can. There is just a multitude of different things that you can do, and you want to play it kind of like a game of chess, in which certain spirits are going to be doing certain things for you at a certain time, even if you want to play it out like that. But you always got to have a way out. There has to be a way out. I mean, you don't want to get so caught up in a war with somebody that you literally destroy everything that you've been creating for the past however long it is that you've been using magic to create what you want. So it's definitely important to have a way out, to know your pieces, right? To know what you're going to be doing, and also to know your enemy, right? Because betrayal never comes from your friends. So, in essence, I would say magical attack for last, right? And further along, I'm going to take this course farther. I'm just doing first year stuff right now, of course, but further along the line, I am going to be discussing different ways you can apply magical attack, right? Or there's different types of magic. There's coercion magic. There's compelling magic. Obviously, protection magic as well. You can manipulate people. You can manipulate reality. You can manipulate time. You can curse people, whether it's a light curse, a heavy curse. You can curse the dog. You can curse the goldfish. It doesn't really matter. And I'm saying this so carefree, because I know the nature of energy and magic. And when you realize that everything is one, as I have been told recently, and as I have known actually for a while, that everything is one, we're all connected, as I have stated before. You're connected to your friend, they're connected to them, and not just genetically. I mean energetically speaking, we're connected to plants, which is connected to the world, which is connected to the universe, which is connected to the essence of God, right? So everything is one. We are all one. We come from the collective. That's where our soul comes from. Our individuality transpires from us incarnating in the physical realm or physical reality. So we tend to have a lot of egotistical idealizations or ideas about ourselves and our personality that don't actually match up to what we need to go back to, which is the collective idea. And a alchemist knew it, which was that everything is one energy. So I said it before, I'll say it again. Energy is energy, right? So I think that's all I got today. I'm gonna try posting more, but I just had surgery and I'm actually really surprised I'm even making a video right now. So stay frosty or whatever. Good night.